Welcome to the London Outlook for Friday, the 19th of January 2024. Starting off with the economic calendar, what you can see is we've got red folder news for the London session, being retail sales. Depending on what this red folder news is, it will essentially set us off for the London session, telling us what our bias for that session will be. And then later on in the New York session, we have some USD news at 5 p.m., which is quite late in the session. However, focusing specifically on the London session, this news will drive our focus for the session, as I said. Perhaps quickly to jump onto the charts, in terms of the daily, what you can see here is that we have a confirmed bullish trend that was recently broken by this, and it's validated by a 4H candle body break, which you can see when we move on to the 4-hour. However, what we can also see from the daily time frame is that yesterday validated the swing low. So once we break this structure, then we essentially in a confirmed bearish trend. Moving on to the 4-hour, I can elaborate on what I just said earlier. So we've got this body break right here validating the change of structure, and then if we come and break this level, then we've got our break of structure to then validate that we actually have a market trend change. At the moment, it's uncertain if it's conclusive evidence or not. So we're still waiting for confirmation, and price or the market could move in either direction, either to the long side or to the short side. Unfortunately, yesterday or the day before, we didn't actually get 4H backing for this move. However, we did rely on substructure, and we had this chalk level with some body breaks here, validating a primary leg pro-trend previously confirmed leg that has developed on the 4-hour, which then from that point we could validate some 4H OBs to trade to the long side, and then obviously we have the pro-trend unconfirmed OBs that support shorting. Having said all of that, we coming into this morning, what we can see is that we have reacted from this pro-trend unconfirmed OB supporting short ideas. Currently, we are reacting to this primary pro-trend previously confirmed OBs supporting long ideas. However, for the purposes of long ideas, we still don't have our substructure significant target developed, and we have to wait for this 4H candle to close, which will be in approximately 3 hours. Once we get that 4H candle closure, then the substructure will be confirmed, and then we can potentially consider targeting it. However, for the purposes of this morning, until around 12 p.m. We can only consider short trades, but we can't ignore the fact that longs can develop, and any long legs will put in place some barriers for shorts that will need to be overcome before we can consider any short trades. In terms of actually finding a short trade, looking at the 15-minute, what we can see is that we have developed this primary leg after reacting to this 4H OB. Remember, because of the uncertainty in the scenario, because of the pro-trend unconfirmed scenario that we are in, essentially we need three characteristics to support any trade. The first being we need 4H OB backing, the second being we have IRL, and the third being we have a validated substructure target. So having said all of that, for longs, like I said, we don't have the 4H substructure validated yet, so we don't have a clear target. However, for shorts, we have all of the requirements met, and essentially for this morning we'll be considering shorts after taking into consideration previous session liquidity. And then also, like I highlighted in the news release, we need retail sales to support shorting, and then we can continue from that point onwards. That's pretty much it for my London outlook. I guess to summarize, my primary focus will be on finding shorts, but I'll also be quite interested in monitoring and tracking any long validated technical areas. I won't be trading long, but I will be considering the barriers it's potentially forming to suggest that maybe shorts are not yet ready. However, for the purposes of the session open, let's do some hypotheticals. If we consider retail sales will be negative for the GBPUSD, then we have one confluence to short, and then obviously we'll need Asia liquidity to be liquidated. So let's say it does that, then we can ink our fib as such based on the new leg, and then we can look for a trade at the extreme. Also, at this point we'll be trading above the previous high of the day, which is fine because we would have redfalled a new support. If that isn't the case, then then essentially we'll have to wait. If what I just said doesn't pan out, then we'll have to wait for further evidence to support any shorts later in the day. So this redfold in New York session can support a New York high of the day, and then we can look for a short position from that point onwards. That's pretty much my outlook. Have a good day, and we'll chat again for the New York session.